Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2019 mid-month general reading. Thanks to everyone who's watching here today. Welcome to anyone who might be new. Thank you for all your support, feedback, and comments, your likes, your shares, your subscribes. Thanks to all of my clients out there who continue to keep me so busy. You guys kept me so busy during the holiday season. It's an honor and a pleasure. Thank you. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more info and contact details by either going to my YouTube channel's homepage, clicking on that little About button, or you can click on the description bar of any of the videos I post. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and turnaround time is pretty good as I do readings full-time 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. I can usually get back to you within the same day or the first 24 hours of your initial contact with more info, and we'll just go from there in terms of scheduling. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that's good for quick answers to the quick questions, the quick easy questions. If it's a particularly complex or complicated situation, probably a more traditional or in-depth reading might be considered. So just something else for you to think about, but you can also find me on there, and that link is provided as well. So let's move right into this. This reading is for the fire sign of Aries for the last half of January 2019. So we're looking at the last couple of weeks of January. We'll see what continues with you from the overall monthly we did a couple of weeks ago, Aries. Okay, Aries, we begin with the Two of Pentacles, followed by the Eight of Wands, the Ten of Cups, followed by Justice. From the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. She came out sideways. Came out sideways again. Interesting. So Aries, I feel like there was a situation that we talked about in your December general at the middle of the month, which kind of took an overview of the whole month. And I felt like for a lot of you, it was about a relationship or partnership, which I've gotten a lot for a lot of the signs the last month or so. Although for some of you, it could also be a job, work, career. I feel like within this partnership situation or relationship, there was some imbalance of energy, like one person was giving more than they thought they were getting back from the other side. And I also saw, Aries, that you or your partner was having difficulty with making a commitment. I feel like the situation or relationship, whether it's a job or a personal relationship, was in a place where it needed to go to another level in order to continue. And one side of it was afraid of making that commitment, making it apparent, making it formal, verbal, etc. And I felt like for a lot of you, it was you, but I also felt some people cross-watching for Aries too, and it was very similar to the Leo, I believe, reading. So I was kind of wondering if you were in a relationship with someone who either was a fire sign or had one of their signs was fire as well. And I feel like there's a continuation of this here, which makes sense because we're looking at the last half of the month. I feel like there's a decision that needs to be made, that there's a lot of communication between the two of you here with the Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands, juggling back and forth, trying to make a decision, communication. There could be travel too. I really feel like, Aries, either you or the other person is actually, there's some kind of, I think, separation. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's physical separation. One of you may have been traveling. I feel like for some reason there's been a distance or a separation within this relationship for whatever reasons. It could have been long distance for a long time or for a period of time. I feel like the two of you maybe were together, I'm guessing maybe even during the holiday season, but that there was still this decision on, look, we need to, maybe I don't want to go into the new year without knowing, you know, fill in the blank where we're going, if you're willing to take this to the next level. And for some reason, one of you was afraid of doing that, not because they didn't want to remain with you or vice versa, not because they wanted to be with somebody else or vice versa, but simply because somebody's afraid of making this formal commitment. And it feels like that's still going on. And I feel like one of you, whoever came to join the other person, is again leaving again, maybe around the middle of the month or so. And I feel like this other person is showing up as the Queen of Cups, male or female, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or someone with a lot of water in their natal chart, particularly in regards to relationship issues, offering their cup of love. But again, there's this hesitancy about somebody taking it, regardless of which side of the story that you're on. There may be a separation. There may even be, for some of you, a maybe temporary separation or step back, or even a breakup of some kind. But the thing is I feel like there's a coming back together again around the end of January, possibly maybe the first part of February, which again, I'm getting similarities on, I believe it was the Leo reading. So for feedback, those of you that are involved with someone who is one of their signs is fire and vice versa, you'll have to let me know. But so it looks like the middle of the month, there's still a lot of going back and forth. I don't think maybe either the other person or perhaps it's you has made a final decision. The other person may be, making a decision, or you might be, to walk away from the situation and go, I love you, but I don't want to go any further if we're not on board, if we're not headed in the same direction, if you can't make this commitment, whether it's you or whether it's your partner. And I feel like there's, again, this separation or distance, whether it's physical or emotional. Because someone is offering their love, someone is offering their cup of love, their cup of affection. They're wanting to take this to the next level, but somebody is hesitant. But again, I feel this beautiful energy as a resolution of this. Now, for some of you, it may mean taking a time off and then making the decision, yes, we're going to go to the next level, whatever that is. It might be getting engaged, getting married, moving in together, whatever that means for you. And for others of you that it isn't, it looks like there's somebody new or something new coming in that creates the same feeling of contentment, happiness, and joy, because we have this Ten of Cups and Justice. The Ten of Cups is the cycle ending in a beautiful, happy way in emotions, feelings, home, which is what Cups is. Cups, the Ten of Cups, Cups is water energy, and in the tarot, this is the energy of the heart, emotions, feelings, relationships, feeling emotionally abundant in a very completion energy kind of way, because tens represent cycles, completion. This is like, they call it the happily ever after card. It's a home that can represent marriage, childbirth. It represents feeling like things have finally come together again in an emotionally satisfying and fulfilling way, particularly in regards to home and family and that environment. And it's clarified by Justice in the upright, which represents the equalizing of sides. This is the reap what you sow card. What you put into something and the decisions you make are directly going to affect the outcome. So it looks like for some of you, this is going to be a relationship. This is where general readings can get kind of tricky. The energy and advice fundamentally remains the same, but the details and specifics are going to vary depending on who's watching this, because so many are watching. For some of you, there may be a split or a step back, and then whoever is reticent about this for whatever reasons does end up coming back in. I don't think it's a very long period of time. I hope I didn't say December. There's always that difficulty in transitioning from a December to a January energy. This is for January, and Spirit knows that. At the end of January, or maybe the first part of February. And for those of you for whom that does not happen, there's something else which comes in right on its heels to create this sense of abundance. And I feel like this Queen of Cups is the other individual. But for some of you, it may be you too, and it could be that they, maybe in the relationship area of their life, they are a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising energy. Again, with general readings, it's a bit tricky. You can't nail it down specifically. But I feel like, honestly, Aries, I feel like the Queen of Cups is the other person in the relationship, although for some of you, it may be you. And they are offering their cup of love, but for some reason you're having difficulty, or for some of you the other person is committing. There's lots of communication. There may be a bit of a separation, but then it looks like there's a coming back together again, or something beautiful coming in on its heels. So I'm just going to pull a couple of clarifying cards to see about what the block here is. What is this back and forth energy about? The Eight of Swords, followed by the Nine of Pentacles. Feeling trapped, held hostage, bound, or afraid of that. Why? Because of the Nine of Pentacles. This is a card of independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment, doing well for yourself, being able to take care of yourself with little to no help from anybody else, and really enjoying that energy. So it looks like somebody perhaps has been independent on their own for a while, or even within relationships kind of, you know, functioning more or less on their own. I feel like this is not workable within the nature of this relationship, particularly if you want to have a long-lasting or lifelong relationship, whether it's you or your partner. This almost an idolatry, a worship of this independent energy is what's keeping the relationship trapped, and whether you realize it or not, keeping you and the other person trapped as well, or kind of held hostage until one person makes a decision, you know, I love you, but I need to have more. And if you can't continue further in this relationship with me, then it means that what's right for me is still out there. So there may be this separation, but then it looks like somebody kind of wakes up to it or comes back in some sense, whether it's you or the other person. I think for a lot of you, Aries, you know, and it could just be some of the natural traits of your sign and maybe perhaps your own relationship history. There is this fear, in a sense, of going that next step with your partner. Again, for some of you, it might be the other way around. Not because, you know, they're a bad person or you're a bad person or anything like that, although every relationship has its struggles. But, you know, maybe your own life experience and history. I don't feel like you or the other person wants to be with anybody else or wants to be alone. And that may be what brings us back together wholly in the end. Let me just pull some advice cards for you specifically, Aries, from Spirit, on how to best navigate through this, for those of you for whom it resonates. If it doesn't, check your rising and moon sign. Advice for Aries on how to navigate this situation. Here we go. There's you, Aries, the King of Wands. So Spirit speaking directly to you. Advice is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. In the upright, it's holding on. It's holding on to what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel stable. In the reverse, and I'm feeling this, it could mean different things in the reverse, but in here it represents letting go of that which you have wound tightly about yourself. And after that is the Sun, and this represents an uplifting of energy and a loosening up of restrictive energies. For those of you for whom this resonates, it's actually whoever's the one that's afraid to let go of this sense of being independent and separate, even within a relationship. It's actually because your fear of being trapped. Letting go of that is actually what brings the freedom into your life and into this relationship. Let us just pull a couple of just final clarifying cards for the nature of this relationship, although I feel like for a lot of you, it's somewhere under the realm of love and romance, although it could be career and work. Like putting in a lot of time and effort into a job or workplace situation, wanting more. Maybe them saying you can't get more at this time, you put in your notice, and then they come back to you with an offer. What is this about? Two of Cups, soulmate, karmic energy, karmic relationship, soulmate relationship, about stability, security, taking it to that next step or that final step. So yes, Aries, advice is to let go of that which you are holding on to. And for some of you, it might be that you're waiting interminably for this other partner to kind of get on board or have some kind of show, verbal and commitment wise, that they want to go this next level. They want to go this final mile with you. And some of you, it might be needing to let go of that and, you know, make a choice that's in your best interest, which may be to walk away. And it may be in that initial short time period afterwards that they may get a clue and come back to you with an offer. Or there's something else new coming in almost right on its heels. But you're being advised to let go. For those of you that are resisting making that commitment, even though you want to be with this person, you're just afraid of that commitment. Again, it's about letting go of that which you have held so tightly around you, which I feel like for a lot of you, it gives you this sense of feeling free and independent, but you're actually chained to it. And by letting go of it is where you get the freedom and the happiness and joy, particularly within this relationship and in your home life, really. So however that resonates for you, Aries, kind of intense. And again, it's so similar to, I believe it was the Leo sign. I'm kind of wondering if there's some ties here between you. They might be a water sign with fire in their chart or fire in one of their other signs or vice versa, but I feel this strong connection there, so you'll have to let me know. So Aries, is pretty much wraps up your January 2019 mid-month reading. I hope you found it helpful. Again, for those of you who would like a more personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more info and contact details by emailing me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I'd be most happy to work with you. You can click on the description bar of any of my videos. You can go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on that little About button. I do love and romance, of course, relationship compatibility charting, reconciliation potential, career work and finance, as well as investment readings. And I also do 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in all the main sectors of your life over the next 6 or 12-month period, depending on how far ahead you want to look. People order them any time of the year, but I always get a lot of requests from them around, November, December, January, February, as we end one year and look at another one. So something else to consider. And you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, which is great for quick, easy questions. So I will see you all again in a couple of weeks, Aries, for the February 2019 general readings. And until then, have a blessed beginning to this beautiful new year. Peace always and joy to you. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.